fine, don't worry about it. So anyways, today is gonna be a different video because like I'm doing like this top 10 thing, and like it's about like, I mean, you've seen the title, so yeah, let's just take a look at all the top 10 Mattel figures that my personal favorite and why I like them. With a lot of dinosaurs in my collection, it was kind of a bit hard to decide which one was my favorite, till I found out that there are some that I do like for other reasons. Number 10. So, 10th place of my Mattel figures would actually go to the Dilophosaurus. Now, this Dilophosaurus is actually from the Dino Tracker line, which is back in 2023, which it appeared in the second wave with Giganotosaurus, an Atrociraptor, and a Prestosuchus. Now, why do I like this figure? Mostly because of the coloring. I actually love how gothic it looks, in my opinion. I just love the striking silver that's running down its frill, and the black that's on its head, its body, its arms, and the tip of the tail. Like, they actually painted the tail. But they didn't paint too much of the underside, and they didn't paint the claws much. And I like how detailed the eyes are just there, but they never really pay much attention towards the eyes anyways. The teeth are nicely done. I mean, that's really cool. But when I look at it from the front of the face, it just kind of looks weird in my opinion. Like, it's not really that wide. Another thing on why this Dilophosaurus is my favorite is because of how it action moves. So if you pull up the tail, actually, like this, it will actually spray its frills at you. Like in the movie, it will do this and spray venom at you. Now that's one way to actually die, by beautiful stargazing frill colors, and then like make some rattlesnake noises and hisses, and there you go. That's how you die from this Dilophosaurus. And also, the scan code is right above here. So if you want to scan it, just go ahead. It's the app is free and you can download it. Number 9. Number 9's place will go to a creature that I actually have respect towards it, as it did show signs of aggression, even though they are displayed as like harmless and weak creatures. But that's not true, and that goes to Orosaurus.
Say what?
Now, why do I think that Orosaurus is a good figure? Personally, because I think that this is the only figure that Mattel has ever made, and I'm wondering if they would actually make more. So the reason why I like this one especially is because of the action. So there's a switch here, right? I wouldn't like care too much if the switch was on the sail itself, but if you, it's like a switch. So here's the first roar. Man, I love the sounds. The second one goes like this. So basically, this figure has like really good articulation on the head and the tail, with its legs too. Like, I would love to have a Hammond collection Orosaurus. That would be really cool. I just don't want them to like make a hip joint here, because then the spine would be in the way. Or they could actually just make the spine like in its own mold or something. So if it weren't for this switch here, I would have liked this figure even more, and the claws would be painted better. So yeah, this is why Orosaurus is actually my favorite hadrosaur. And not just because like, oh, it's like an aggressive herbivore. Like, if for those who have watched Camp Cretaceous, you've seen that these guys are really aggressive. Like, one of the most aggressive hadrosaurs in the whole franchise itself. but it's all because of a dinosaur that will be in this video later on, and it has a different reason on why it's my favorite, and it's higher on my list. So I would give this Orosaurus 9th place of my favorite Mattel figures.
Number 8.
On 8th place, it's actually this Mattel figure is actually not a dinosaur, but a vehicle. And that would be this Capture and Crush truck. Now, why do I think that this is a really good sculpt of this vehicle? Well, for me personally, I love how it has this dart over here. So like, but don't worry, I'll get the dart later. So like, if you aim at some point, you can just press this button over here and it will, boom, there we go. So here's the dart, and it actually looks really good. And then the truck overall design, it should have been in Jurassic World Dominion, because this actually came inside Jurassic World Dominion's toy line, where it's got like, it actually came with the Velociraptor, which is this one right here. It comes with this Velociraptor, and that you can actually keep it on the crane, and you can put it inside the box with rubbery chains. So, there are some cool stuff about this truck too. So let's say that this Velociraptor is like really strong. So if it actually rams onto this button over here, okay, never mind, just kick it. Oh my god, just kick it. Yeah, there we go. So you can see here that there's this Owen character that I kept inside the truck, but yeah, this is the dino damage of this truck, which is really cool considering that it's a really not that much painted truck, but yet it's got really good detail. And the other dino damage goes over here, where like you press this button, where there we go. So you can see inside here that this truck has like scratch marks from dinosaurs or something. And it comes with this massive crate where you can just put this raptor inside and just lift it up and such. And then this truck actually is one of my favorites because it can roll. Because it can just meow, and it ran over the raptor. So that's why this truck is my top 8 in 8th place in my Mattel figure.
Number 7.
Now in 7th place would actually be a Mattel figure that actually is the first ever to be a Southeast Asian, and that would be Simosaurus. And as you can tell, like saying, why Simosaurus? And I'm saying like, well, one is because that it's the only Spinosaurid. Jeez, sorry, my bad, my mistake. But the reason why is that Simosaurus is a Southeast Asian dinosaur that has been found in Thailand and Laos, which is somewhere nearby where I live. I live in Malaysia, and I have a theory that a paleontologist back in the day found some teeth bones of Simosaurus here in Malaysia. And I have a theory that because of the lack of food that was in Thailand, these guys managed to migrate all the way down here to Malaysia. And that's how we know that their teeth fossils are here. And there could be more fossils of their skulls and everything. And that's what I find really cool. And if you press this button over here on the tail, it actually chomps down. And it can like move its head sideways any way you like, depending on the tail. Because like if you move the tail, it will move the head. And this guy is all down on all fours, and that's what I really love about Spinosaurids. It makes them really unique from any other dinosaurs if they're walking on all fours. So that's why Simosaurus is 7th place in my Mattel figure collection.
Number 6.
Number 6 of my Mattel figure collections would be this massive strike and roar Giganotosaurus. Now, why do I think that Giganotosaurus is my 6th place of my favorite dinosaurs? Well, let's just say that my character, it has a love interest on this certain species. Now, it's a long story of why it became like this. But in a short form, just say that I fell in love with this dinosaur on how it debuted in Jurassic World Dominion. So I never put batteries in this guy, so we can't hear him roar. But I can edit some parts in it. Just it does these, like, I love how it just does this. It's really goofy looking and I love it. And then if you press a button that's down here on my thumb, you can activate the roar. And yeah. So that's really cool. I mean, I edited those roars in him, so yeah. Well, yeah. This is why Giganotosaurus is my 6th place of my Mattel favorite dinosaurs.
Number 5.
Now, 4th place would go to this massive behemoth, the untamable king herself, the Indominus Rex. All the way back from 2023's Dino Tracker line, the Camouflage and Battle Indominus Rex. Now why do I think that this is my favorite figure? Well, it's because I do love her sculpt. It's really movie accurate. The arms are articulated, but I would like a wrist rotation somewhere here. And best of all, once you press this button over here on the tail, she glows. But it's actually in courtesy of being the camouflage bit. As you can see in the movie, she actually camouflages green, able to blend in with the jungle surroundings. So if you're wondering, why is she albino? Well, because of genetics, using cuttlefish DNA. So I offed my light just to give you guys a better prescription of what the Indominus looks like at night with its glowing ability. So you can see here that it actually glows into some parts. So each glowing part, there are 3 sets. The first glow actually looks like this. So it actually goes all the way to its body and just stops. The second one goes like this. It goes 1, 2, 3 times along from its head to its body. The third one goes like this. It goes back and forth again. Now that's something that I like to see on a different dinosaur. In fact, I would actually love to see Mattel make a toy line of all different bioluminescent dinosaurs that can actually glow like this. So this is why Indominus Rex is my 4th Mattel figure of my favorites.
Number 4.
The 4th place of my collection will go to this beautiful, recently made, giant Habitat Defender Triceratops. Now, why do I think that this is my favorite, my top place? Well, it's because of 1, it's a huge Triceratops, and 2, it's actually based on Lady Margaret, which was the Triceratops that was seen in the first Jurassic Park. And as you can see, it looks way different than a Jurassic World Triceratops. So because of its massive size, 60% of its plastic was actually made from rubbish plastic that was thrown away. So they compressed the recycled plastic into making these Triceratops molds. And if you look at the box, you can see that some part of it is actually made by recycled cardboard as well. So that's actually kind of cool that IGSCE sponsored Mattel by making these Triceratops. And I find it really amazing. So that's why it doesn't have much of any like sounds or hyper articulation, but this is what true collectors would want. A massive Triceratops that can like go up to the size of a Rex And here's the scan code if you want to scan it. There are some, but I don't think I'll be showing them here. So yeah, this is Triceratops of being my 4th place. Oh wait, no, my 5th place of my Mattel figures.
Number 3.
Okay, so in 3rd place is, I feel like it's everybody's favorite dinosaur. The iconic Tyrannosaurus Rex, but not just any T-Rex. It's the 93 Classic. Now this T-Rex has gotta be one of my favorite Tyrannosaurus of all time. Not just because like, oh, it has a rubber feeling and it can look anywhere actually, but the fact that it actually brings back 30 years from now of the original one back in 1993. Kenner used to make the original T-Rex, which was a little bit more bigger than I expected. And it actually had the same roar but this time this T-Rex can actually eat small stuff and can reappear back. That's why this whole thing here is made of rubber, including some parts of the tail. So if you press the button that's over here, he would make noise. So you can make some iconic roars or iconic scenes from the novel itself. Now the reason why this T-Rex is red is because this one appeared in the novel. And in the Jurassic Park novel, it is said that this T-Rex is the coloring of red with stripes instead of brown. So this is why this Tyrannosaurus is actually one of my favorites, my top 3 favorites actually. And guess what? This guy has his own Instagram account, but he is taking a break considering that I'm also running it, so I'm a bit tired. And this guy can't do anything with his tiny arms. So, yeah.
Hey man, who you calling tiny arms?
Whatever, Hammond.
Number 2.
Alright, second place of my favorite figures would be this guy. Now, y'all might be thinking, why the Scorpius Rex from Camp Cretaceous, Daniel? Well, not just because, it has slashing ability, some bite crunching. I took out the battery so I couldn't, and its swinging mechanism. But the fact that this was given to me by somebody really special. It was given by my grandmother. So if you don't know what happened to my grandma, of why this is so emotional, you can check out the video of what happened to me. I have never came back for a year because I had a lot of things going on. But now I'm a bit back, just slowly uploading videos. And this is where I free time just decided to make a video of my favorite figures. Now the reason why he's second place is because my grandmother got him for me. He was like a really special dinosaur as well. Now that my grandmother repossesses him, I just can't let this guy go. He's one of the last items that I can remember my grandma from. And that's why this guy is my favorite of the dinosaurs. But he's not my first favorite. That would go to our number 1 spot.
Number 1.
And finally, our number 1 place of my Mattel figures would go to the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. Now, why do I think that this is my favorite figure? Technically, this is me as a toy figure itself. So if I were to ask, what if I was a toy? I mean, this is what I'd be. But not just because it's hyper articulated and it's movie accurate. No. I just feel like this is a Carnotaurus, and Carnotaurus is overall my favorite dinosaur. I got the Lego. I got a fake Lego Carno that's right there. I have the super colossals, the captives, the minifigures. I almost have anything that's Carnotaurus. And I grew up with them because of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Disney's Dinosaur. That's why I feel like Carnotaurus is a heck of amazing dinosaur actually. And in Prehistoric Planet, they actually showed a funny way of how they would mate. They would dance with their arms out and just sway them around. So this is why Carnotaurus is my favorite dinosaur. And Hammond Collection Carnotaurus is by far the best Mattel figure that the toy company has ever done. But there are more Hammond Collection figures coming soon, but I feel like this Carnotaurus is the best. And I mean the best out of all of them. So yeah, this is my favorite dinosaur. And my favorite figure from my entire collection. So there you go, guys. It's top 10 of my favorite Mattel figures, from 10th place being the Dilophosaurus and first place being the Hammond Collection Carno. I hope you all like this top 10 video, and if you have a top 10 of your own figures, do let me know. I mean, I would love to see what your favorite figures are. And I hope that soon enough there will be Hammond collections of your favorite dinosaur. Who knows? So, that's all for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Drink.